What's up, Full Metal Army, and welcome back to another video. Novak Djokovic has been the most successful player of the decade, winning his 20th Grand Slam title at the Wimbledon Championships, defeating Matteo Berrettini in 4 sets, equaling 2 of the best players ever to grace the court. No, it's not Adam Sandler and Kevin James, but the mighty Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal. Despite this amazing achievement, it seems throughout Novak's career, whenever he has faced Nadal or Federer in a Grand Slam, a large proportion of the crowd would cheer for them instead of him. We understand the fans' frustration, but we're pretty sure this wouldn't happen to Rafa or Roger. During the 2018 Laver Cup, Novak and Roger battled it out for Team Europe, eventually taking the title. Despite it being fascinating spectacle, producing some amazing tennis and some rather funny moments, it didn't have the same buzz compared to the previous year when Roger and Rafa took center stage. This opinion must have been shared across the tennis community as the 2019 Laver Cup saw the return of the two kings, which tennis fans appreciated much more. Now remember guys, these videos are not factual, they're purely our opinion. We have a huge amount of respect for Novak, and what he has achieved in the sport is incredible. However, the Rafa, Novak, and Roger debate is still going on today in 2022. So here's a few reasons why we think Rafa and Roger are on a different level in terms of popularity. To get a better understanding, we need to take a trip down memory lane, where a young Swiss fellow by the name of Roger Federer defeated the 5-time Wimbledon champ, Pete Sampras, on his favorite court during the 2001 Wimbledon Championships. Federer single-handedly brought the old generation style into the new power era. Combining his classic style and flawless technique with modern technology rackets and string, he was able to pull off shots thought to be near impossible in the old generation style. Add this to his impressive athletic ability and a stoic-like poise under pressure, and it's hard to imagine a world where he wouldn't be as popular as he is. In the 2021 Netflix documentary, Untold: Breaking Point, starring Marty Fish and Andy Roddick, Fish stated that Federer was responsible for bursting the American tennis bubble. And if it couldn't get any worse in 2005, a certain Rafael Nadal burst onto the scene. Rafa, an absolute powerhouse of a player. Never in tennis had we seen a forehand like his, or the physical presence he has on the court. A combination of his match intensity and his humble personality made him a popular figure with a new generation of fans. The stage was set, and we finally had this amazing rivalry, one we'd been missing since the Sampras and Agassi days. You had the elegance of Roger versus the power of Rafa, creating a rivalry that dominated tennis for several years, producing some incredible matches. Our personal favorites being the 2005 Miami Open final, where Roger and Rafa met for the very first time, and who could forget the epic 2008 Wimbledon final. Matches like these ultimately allowed them to become 2 of the most popular players the sport had ever seen, and it's clear to see why. Let us know in the comments section your favorite Roger and Rafa match. Fast forward to 2007, a young Serbian by the name of Novak Djokovic was on the rise and had the tennis world talking, but not always for the right reasons. Young, confident, and in the early days perhaps a little brash and grumpy, many fans believed he didn't have the poise of Federer or the fighting spirit of Nadal. Despite being unbelievably effective, Novak's game was considered to be less entertaining, and it's hard to disagree. I mean, how many times have we seen Roger and Rafa pull off some incredible hot shots, such as the Federer Sabre and the Rafa Banana Shot? So for many fans, Novak's court personality was not as appealing. Add in the fact that he had also retired from some matches for seemingly trivial reasons, wasn't the greatest of impressions. Until 2011, Novak wasn't really on the same level as Roger and Rafa. At the time, he'd only won 1 Grand Slam, and yes, he did occasionally beat Roger and Rafa, but was dominated in both head-to-heads. But in 2011, this started to change, as Novak began to dominate the tour, taking out Roger and Rafa on multiple occasions. Despite many fans appreciating the kind of tennis Novak brought to the court, he was very much seen as the enemy, especially because the Roger and Rafa rivalry was becoming few and far between over time. Novak was so dominant in 2011 that many people thought it was almost boring. The guy really can't catch a break. Pardon the pun. Novak has clearly demonstrated he can beat both Nadal and Federer in their primes, so his trailing following isn't because he's not as good as those guys, which leads us to think that his success against Roger and Rafa might be a small part as to why he's not as popular as them. Even in 2022, I don't think I've seen a Djokovic-Nadal match or a Djokovic-Federer match that has had a 50-50 crowd. Federer and Nadal have always had the edge in that department. We think his personality deserves a bit more credit. He's gracious in defeat, very complimentary about other players, and has a fantastic fighting spirit. All you have to do is go back to the US Open 2015 final. Not only did he have to compete against Federer playing some of the best tennis of his career, but also 23,000 screaming fans. It was a truly remarkable performance. Novak also does some cool stuff off the court. He has his own foundation that helps with childhood education in his home country of Serbia. He's also recently donated $1 million to the Australian Open Junior Tennis Program. Unfortunately, this has been overshadowed by his recent legal battle with the Australian authorities. We won't go into that in today's video. So, to sum up the video, we understand why Federer and Nadal might be more loved, as they single-handedly brought tennis into a new era. But Novak is undeniably one of the greatest players ever, and we believe a really good person. Maybe once Novak retires, more tennis fans will appreciate him and realize how much he brought to our sport. Just a quick reminder, we'll be posting more great tennis content like this every week, so make sure you hit the subscribe button and smash the bell notification and join the 0.1% of our audience who have already joined. We hope you've enjoyed this video, and we'll see you all next time.